Watasema lakini watachoka, watuonea kijicho lakini watakoma, wazee watachoma wakizidi tukugonga, watasema watalala, watasema watalala. Them go toko me I do the walk, and I keep it loco like I'm up. Hayabi mimi huyo top spot, na sitafadhali mi hapana joke.
Oh my head, nakupenda na sitowaienda. Oh my head, nakupenda na sitowaienda.
Shauri yao wanaoponga mbaya, shauri yao wenye wivu wajinyonge, shauri yao watasema lakini watachoka, watuonea kijicho lakini watakoma, wazee watachoma wakizidi tukugonga, watasema watalala, watasema watalala, watasema lakini watachoka, watuonea kijicho lakini watakoma, wazee watachoma wakizidi tukugonga, watasema watalala, watasema watalala.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, boys and girls. And we are back. Happy New Year. Happy 2025. How are you guys doing? How are you doing, my loves? How are you doing, my Sheversations? Christmas imewapelekaje. How is the new year going? I don't want to ask us as a nation to Kawabi because why? Why are they abducting us? No. We're just going to reflect. We're going to talk about good things. Tutaongelelea kama mli overeat. Sijui mlifanya nini? Did you make decisions that you regretted? There's a festive season. Where did the new year find you? Where did you cross over from 2024 into 2025? That's what I want to know. I want to know how we're feeling. Do we have New Year's resolutions? Then you muna crowd my gym. Ama, you guys have just decided, to just accept yourselves. After all the many years of failed New Year's resolutions, meamua ati no. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm chilling. I'm vibing. Wacha nisidanganye. Ama, you guys are new year, new me. Mekat watu off. Who did you cut off? How are the weird relationships with the relatives, or are you the weird relative? Let me tell you, if you're not having weird conversations with your relatives, wenye hampatanangi sana over the festive season, you were probably the weird relative. Let me just break it to you. In case you didn't know, but if this is your first time here, my name is Caroline Murote. This is a Sheversation, the hottest show on Power Radio. We are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, smack 11 a.m. all the way to 1 p.m. So you get to spend your mid-morning with me. And honestly, what a treat, even if I do say so myself. So what's up, guys? If you want to holla at us, you can holla at us at Power Radio across all social media platforms. You can also talk to me directly at Caroline_Murote on Instagram, Caroline Murote on Facebook, on Twitter, X. I have still not gotten over the fact that it's still called X. Mbona mwita social media na jina ya watu wenye hatutaki kukumbuka? Every time I say X, I'm forced to remember my exes. But anyways, new year, new me. Mimi, if out there you're lying that you dated me, ntakuruka. I don't know what that is. Mapenzi. What is going on? No. You can also find me at Caroline Murote on TikTok, and whatever it is that you see, don't come and tell me because, guys, siniluambia. Anyways, 2025. Is this the year that you guys are going to find me a man? Is this the year you guys are going to find me a husband, a husband? Mapenzi zenu zinawapelekaje, guys? How is it going? How's it doing? What is happening? We have so much in store for you here on Sheversations. We are going to have a blast this year because that's what I'm deciding. And whatever it is that's gonna go on here is not gonna be determined by the mess that's going on in this country. We're going to have positive, impactful conversations, right? Progressive onwards and forwards is the theme of the day. Repeat after me: progressive, onwards, and a forward. So we're going to listen to my boo, otherwise known as Got You, by Wadhaika, Anjali, and Jivu. And right before I got here talking to you, we were listening to Atasema by Jivu. Already. So this is my boo just for you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
I wish I had it my way. Get it how I live it, Christian Dior. Louis Vuitton. Top down on the highway. I will be living like have it all.
Even with all that money, I still need love. Sitaki ukae mbali nami. Niamini ma. See, even if I had that money, I still need love. Sitaki ukae mbali nami. Niamini ma. How would I live my life without my boo? So boo, if I ain't got you. I will give it all away. How would I live my life without my boo? So boo, if I ain't got you. I will give it all away. All this stuff is cool. Don't mean much if I can share it with you. Mansion is an empty room. Without you here, I don't know what I would do. All the money can't replace what you give to me, baby. Stay, don't go away. Boy, you mean so much to me. How could I live without even my baby? All that money, ooh, yeah. I still need love. Sitaki ukae mbali nami. Ooh, yeah. Niamini ma. See, even if I had that money, I still need love. Sitaki ukae mbali nami. Niamini ma. How would I live my life without my boo? So boo, if I ain't got you. I would give it all away. How would I live my life without my boo? So boo, if I ain't got you. I will give it all away. And I'll give it all away. If it's all I had to do to make you stay. And there's nothing that I really wanna change. I just wanna see us live another day. Yeah, I'll give it all away. If it's all I had to do to make you stay. And there's nothing that I really wanna change. No, I just wanna see us live another day. How would I live my life without my boo? So boo, if I ain't got you. If I ain't got your loving, babe, I will give it all away. How would I live my life without my boo? So boo, if I ain't got you. I will give it all away.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
You said you'd be here forever. Oh, what a fool I was to believe you, girl, yeah. Lakini kwako misirudi tena, wala ibilai miss me tena. Being on my own, it's never been so much better. Tena sipendi kuwa na wimbo. I hate singing this song, I hate singing this song. Tena sipendi kuwa na wimbo. I hate singing this song. Na 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 na. Basi kama ulinipenda, mbona tena ukanitenda? Oh na na na. Ingawa uchungu nao, nakupenda bado. Yeah. Nakupenda bado. You're my love forever, 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 baby. Nina uchungu moyoni, nani tena kasiwe anayeniletea tabasamu si haba, yeah. Wanipa maneno nifurahie, kunifumba macho uwe na yule, ukweli unao ufichue, unanipenda au unanibeba. Tena sipendi kuwa na wimbo. I hate singing this song, I hate singing this song. Tena sipendi kuwa na wimbo. I hate singing this song. Na 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 na. Basi kama ulinipenda, mbona tena ukanitenda? Oh na na na. Ingawa uchungu nao, nakupenda bado. Yeah. Nakupenda bado. You're my love forever, forever, forever. Lakini niwe unayenipendeza, nimeamua kulegeza. Listen to my heart. Lakini niwe unayenipendeza, nimeamua kulegeza. Na 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 na. Tena sipendi kuwa na wimbo. I hate singing this song, I hate singing this song. Tena sipendi kuwa na wimbo. I hate singing this song. Na 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 na. Basi kama ulinipenda, mbona tena ukanitenda? Oh na na na. Ingawa uchungu nao, nakupenda bado. Yeah. Nakupenda bado. You're my love forever, 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 baby.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Already, if you are just joining me, welcome to Sheversations. Once more, my name is Caroline Murote. A happy New Year to you. The time is 26 past 11, and what we're doing is that we are jamming. We are having a good old time. That was Nakupenda Bado by Jibu. Right before that, we had My Boo for You. For you, and that was Wadaika, Angeli, and Jivu. So yeah, we're feeling ourselves some good old Jivu. So before we get into the topic of the day, because today we're talking about women and health, because that's what we're looking after. Like, if this country wouldn't take care of us, we are going to take care of ourselves. So we're going to be talking about women's health in 2025 and what exactly we need to be doing to stay on top of our game. Because I told you guys last year, I told you guys, and you know when we're in high school and primary school, and then your teacher comes in, and then walikuwa wanaziita nini hizo vitu, flash quizzes. I don't know, did you guys had flash quizzes? Maybe they had different names, but basically the teacher would just enter the class and tell you, okay, class, we're gonna do a test, 20 minutes quiz. Yeah, they used to call them quizzes, flash quizzes. So this is a quiz. I told you guys last year. last year. Mosaidi kitari wa sechaba. What does that mean? I taught you guys this thing. I told you. I told you what it means. But because I'm not toxic like some of our teachers back in the day that gave us trauma, I'm going to remind you, it means that the woman is a pillar of the society. And we've been talking about the whole of last year, all the way since August. We've been talking about how you feed a girl, you feed the nation, you feed a woman, you feed the nation. Same goes for education, same goes for empowering. If you're doing it for women, you're definitely doing it for society, because whether you like it or not, women really do carry Africa on their back. I don't know about other continents, but here on this continent, most of us have been raised by single mothers. Most of us have been raised by grandmothers. And so even if, we're not trying to have political discussions, you know exactly what I am talking about. And here on Sheversations, we have conversations that amplify female voices. But before we dive into that conversation about health, we just want to reflect on a few things that happened last year that obviously we were not particularly happy about, because we know that we ended the year with our 16 days of activism season against gender-based violence, and honestly that was not very exciting. I'm really glad that people out here are doing empowering things. They're doing impactful things that are really bringing a change, and a positive change at that, to society. However, I genuinely have an issue with the fact that we need to do that in the first place. So just talking about that, guys. Wow. So it's interesting because on the 10th of December, police in our city used a tear gas to disperse protesters that were standing up for their rights and saying, hey guys, actually you need to stop killing women. You need to stop killing women. So that was an anti-femicide march that was organized by Muikali Mweni. She's an activist, and she basically was saying to our president that action needs to be taken. And surprisingly enough, action was taken. Surprising is sad, but it was surprising. Pleasant surprise. And he committed over 700,000 to a campaign against a femicide. So that's actually a positive thing. So we like the fact that our government is taking into account the fact that this is an issue. And let me tell you how big of an issue it is, because late December last year, our government declared gender-based violence the country's most urgent security threat after 100 women plus were killed within 4 months. Within 4 months. And basically our Prime Cabinet Secretary, Salia Mudavadi, honestly did a thing. He did a thing because he has been, there has been a specialized police unit that has been tasked to combat femicide. And this is after 7,107 cases that have been reported since September 2023. Can you imagine 7,000? Reported cases, gender-based violence. So the femicide one was particularly shocking, but it's gender-based violence that leads to femicide. Femicide is a form of gender-based violence. So that is something that we ended the year with. It was a sad close to the end of our 2024, but hopefully we can start over and turn over a new leaf. And something positive that's happening is that we have been having the girlies winning, and we had a Kenyan teenager, 17-year-old Kenyan skier. Najua mwezi relate, but ni sawa. But people out there, don't worry guys, she lives in Italy, but she's Kenyan through and through. And her name is Ashley Ongonga, and she made history by qualifying for the 2024 Winter Youth Olympics in Gangwon. And this is in South Korea, and she became the first ever female cross-country skier from Africa, not just from Kenya, to qualify for the Winter Youth Olympics. So like I said, she's based in Italy, and she chose to represent Kenya because she has dual citizenship. And basically this is a highlight for Africa because we do have potential to be awesome. We go out there and we dominate, and that is what we need to be focusing on through and through. Yeah, that's how we're going to to fix our country, when there's a lot of things going on to pull down people's spirits, we need a lot of these positive stories just influx in the media so that we don't feel like everything is trash, because as long as I'm here, that cannot be the case. And because I'm here to make your life better, we are going to have Dawa by Wanja Wahoro and Junior Nyongo. Enjoy.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Like the waves of the ocean, bittersweet magic potion, easy off your pain.
Like a rain in the summer, ginger root, lemon dawa, ease your pain.
Like fresh sheets on a Monday,
Keep me warm on Sunday.
can I ease your
Like that first sip of beer, I feel fizzy when you're near. Ease my pain.
napping fresh out the shower, ginger root, lemon dawa, ease my pain.
I'll be your purest escape.
A refuge in your landscape. Can you ease my pain? You'll be my lamp in this shade.
As this song slowly fades,
Can
can I
ease my pain?
Can you
Can I ease your pain? I will ease your
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Nasiturudia wenye sikio basi msikie, kipata shida sikimbie, na kama kawaida mtulie. Hawawezi amini vile tukukwama bro, kaza tulikaza mpaka leo tuko hapa jo. Mara mingi sana nilidhani nitazama jo, back to the bone mini nani kichwa ngumu zo. I said wake up, shake up, sorry hizo vaka don't stress me. Right here, right now, mini najipanga don't vex me. No, for? What you lot are waiting for? Wengine mjipa job, nataka nini yo? Click, click, bang, bang, kama kawa rise again. Here's a little trivia, tema hiyo jaba, hamtani show me. Mina wa show ya, Mungu akifanya kazi mimi nina kimya. Ati niko aje mi, niko fantastic. Radi imejipa, oh damn, niko gadi. Ace of spades in my deck, patience pays, run that checker. Cut them keys, open doors. Cut tunaweza ifanya, tutaifanya tena.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Already. Welcome back, my loves, to Sheversations. And the time is 20 minutes to 12. And this is one of my favorite segments. All of my segments are my favorite segments. So in case you hear me say that every single show, it's because it's the truth. It is my favorite segment. It's going to be my favorite today. My Wednesday segment is my favorite. And so is Friday. That's what happens when everything is popping and rocking. So this is in my opinion. In my opinion today, and this is coming directly from, no, it's not from me. It's from the Twitter tweets, the Instagram tweets. In my opinion, New Year's resolutions are highly overrated and they're just a way for us to deceive ourselves. What do you think about that? I want you to tell me what you think about New Year's resolutions because, wow, the memes have been whiling for the past 2 weeks. Tomorrow it's going to be officially 14 days into the year, meaning that we would have seen what this year has for us. 2 weeks. Like, if you're serious, are you actually serious? Are you serious about what you say you're going to do? And before I even get into what I think about that, what you guys are saying, let me share about myself and the experiences that I have with regards to New Year's resolutions. So, guys, I've never achieved them. If you thought I was going to say something deep, I am so sorry to disappoint you. I have never achieved my New Year's resolutions. It is very, very, very sad because Shams, I just give up. And for the past, God knows how many years, I have been successfully working out for 2 weeks maximum. And I don't mean like once a day and then for like you put together and it's 14 days. I mean like literally within 2 weeks, I'm going to work out on Monday and then I'm going to work out on Thursday and then I'm going to work out on Sunday afternoon. And then I'm going to work out the next Wednesday. And then Saturday, I'm like, listen, I need a break because this is a bit much for me. And you know, that burn that you get when you haven't been working out forever. Your body has literally forgotten what it means to work out. Your body has completely forgotten what it means to be exercising. And then it's in shock. You can't sit down in the toilet to pee if you're doing your leg day. Your core is sore. You can't bend over. Sneezing, coughing, feels like you're literally dying. Your arms feel like they're made out of very thin string and they're gonna snap at any point. And they also surprisingly really heavy at the same time. Weird. And then you stop. And that's the issue, is that when you stop now, you're gonna put your body through that same exact process again. And that sucks. Like, it sucks so bad because wow. And I think I would liken it to having a healthy sleep pattern. You could have a healthy sleep pattern because, wow, for the rest of your life. For a really, really long time, you could have a very healthy sleep pattern. And then all of a sudden, what happens? Wow. For the rest of your life, for a really, really long time, you could have a very... All right. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. But who doesn't love the sound of my voice? So we're talking about a sleep pattern. We're talking about what actually happens when you have a healthy sleep routine and then it's interrupted. You're gonna need a whole 1 week of sleeping properly for that sleep pattern to go back to being normal. But it's ruined in 1 day. So it's the same thing with working out. Like, you ruin it by not working out for a couple of days. And then now you're going to have to start from scratch because your body has literally forgotten. Like, you've literally lost muscle memory. It's not like swimming. It's not like riding a bike. Your body is literally going to be in shock. And so basically that has been me. I am shocked that my body is in shock because I've been doing nothing. And I'm like, this is too shocking. I'm going to need a minute. And then I take the rest of the year off. And honestly, I've been loving it for me, but my body has been hating it. 100%. So what are we doing? We're not going to make New Year's resolutions. That's how you avoid failure. Is that not how you avoid failure? By not making goals. Because if I don't have a goal, how would I have failed? How? Honestly, tell me how I'm going to fail if I don't have any goals. Like, there's literally no metric. Okay, I'm going to stop being messy and let's actually talk about a New Year's resolution. So again, I have never achieved my New Year's resolutions in that I have very specific goals and timelines, but unfortunately they're never really realistic. And I learned something recently about making something called a SMART goals. Basically goals that are time specific, they're measurable, they are, what's the A in SMART goals? That they're realistic, and T is a time conscious, like they're timely. So S is a SMART. I'm gonna remember what it stands for because they taught me this in school, guys. I have a degree and they taught me these things, like nitakumbuka what it is. And the issue with most of our New Year's resolutions, in my personal experience, is that they're not usually SMART goals. They're not goals that you can measure. They're not realistic. They're not achievable. That's what the A stands for. They are not achievable. They're not achievable. So you have put them down. You've given yourself mental notes. You put them on your vision board. You've created all these beautiful plans. You have perfect aspirations that shows that you're a grown up who has their whatever together. And then you don't realize that it's not achievable. And that's what the problem with New Year's resolutions is, if you ask me. Yeah? But there is a whole other school of thought out here that says that it's just idealistic. It's just an illusion to think that your whole life, itapigwa reset just because somebody somewhere said that now we are starting the calendar again. All over again. Like, it's been too many days. We can't just continue endlessly going on with this year. We're just going to hit reset. So there's people who don't actually believe in the concept of making New Year's resolutions because you're supposed to be working on yourself actively, upwards and onwards, progressive. Remember, that's our mantra, progressively upwards and onwards, forwards. I'm going to teach you guys another word, which is pambi, which means onwards. And that is in Xhosa, probably the same thing in Zulu. We need to check. We're going to check. But I got that from Black Panther. Wakanda forever. I don't know if are we still Wakandering forever? Am I everybody forgot because Chadwick Boseman transited, to go to he went to be with his ancestors. Like, if that movie is anything to go by, he's like just chilling in the afterworld, just based on the Black Panther narrative. But there's people who say that, no, you're supposed to be actively making steps towards your goals every single day. And if you're not achieving anything, then don't think that a reset on the calendar is automatically going to change that. And this is what I have to say to that. Yes, 100% that is true. However, there is a psychological benefit, and this has been researched and tested. There is a psychological benefit when it comes to you giving yourself a new lease on life. So basically what the new year represents for a lot of people is a new lease on hope, an opportunity to start over, and it being legal, it being okay for you to start over. Like, it's okay that you failed, you can start over. So basically you put away the doubt, you put away the naysayers, because it's literally, you failed, let's try again. As opposed to if you're endlessly failing and nobody's saying, hey, let's start over, you're gonna feel like a trash person and you'll never cut yourself some slack. So there's those, two sides of things where it's like, no, people are just being disillusioned. They're just being idealistic to think that now because it's a new year, all of a sudden I'm gonna become a better person. And then there's this thing of people actually need that. People actually need to reset. People actually need to give themselves the opportunity to start over, to reevaluate their goals. And I think it also has a lot to do with attention span. And if you know anything about human beings, you know that it's extremely hard for a human being to focus on one task for 3 hours, especially a task that's really taking up their mental space, and an activity where you're not very physically engaged. Now that same goes with time. The same thing goes with time. After 3 months, umesha choka. If you don't change up something after 3 months or 4 months, you're gonna be fried for the rest of the year. So if you're burnt out by January, February, March, if you're already burnt out between March and April, you're going to be burnt out for the rest of the year if you don't hit the reset button. And for me, outside of seasons and, I need this and whatever, people actually need that break to start over. And that's what I appreciate new seasons. That's why I appreciate seasons being marked, because you're able to take a break from the state of mind that you're in, give yourself a time out, and come back and try again. So, watu wa gym. Watu wa gym wenye wana crowdingi all the gyms in Nairobi. The streets are littered with people who want to be doing their routines in the morning. And then Feb, March, hakuna watu. It's just the same old two guys that have been there vibing and chilling with the outdoors, taking care of their body every single day. It's the same people that are going to be there after 2 months. And that's very, very, very funny. It's literally very funny how people, so yeah, let's stop being disillusioned. Let's stop being excited and then not being intentional. So remember that if you have been given a new lease on life, if you've been given a reset, if you've been given a pause button, for some people it's a pause. For some people it's you can literally forget everything and start as if all these other things never happened. If you're those kinds of people, and you're excited for the new beginning and there's no intentionality, you're literally just building sandcastles in the air. You're doing absolutely nothing and you're not going to achieve anything, no matter how many happy birthdays, happy Easters, Merry Christmas, and seasons you get. It doesn't matter even if they tell you, oh, you have 1 week holiday just for existing. Just take a break and start over. And everybody in your life also is on break, so you're able to spend time with them. If you don't reevaluate yourself, if you don't reevaluate the reason why things did not work out, then you're never going to get anywhere. And if you don't hold yourself accountable, if you don't hold yourself accountable with what you do with your time. And I'm holding myself super, super, super accountable, 100% accountable. That's one thing that I want to do, to be completely honest with the spaces where I'm struggling, to be honest with spaces where I need help. And one of my things this new year is that I am going to be very vulnerable with my process, with the people that I'm doing life with, so that if there is something that they see in me that I don't see in myself that needs to be worked on, then there's space for us to do that, as opposed to me staying in the same old pattern, staying in the same old state of mind that doesn't actually get you anywhere. So I want you guys to be thinking about what intentional steps are you taking. Whether you get excited and you watch the fireworks, you are the people doing the fireworks, mlikuwa sherehe, mlikuwa kesha, mlikuwa church kama mimi, whatever the case, ama you were just chilling, you decided to sleep and rest because it is what it is. It's just another day, and goals need to be met every single day. KPIs need to be seen face to face every single end of week, end of month. That's okay. Doesn't really matter. Intentionality is the name of the game. So that's the word that I have for you guys, and that is my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think on our socials. We are at a Power Radio across every single platform, but more specifically, because every single platform is this for. Every single platform, namanisha Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. That's every single platform. If it's those are not the platforms that you're thinking about, like uko wapi, what platforms are you guys on? Are you guys the Reddit weirdos, the people who are on Threads? How's Threads doing? But if you have Instagram, you're pretty much already on Threads, right? Is anybody taking Threads seriously, guys? Like, I really, really, really want to know. I want to know if anybody's taking Threads seriously. Because I have the app. Do I use it? No. Like, sometimes I click on it. I'm just like, let me see what's going on there. And honestly, true story, 5 minutes later, I have left. I don't know. It's not appealing to me. Like, I got it because it's there. I don't mind. It's not taking up space on my phone. Really, it doesn't take up much of my anything. Like, it doesn't cost me anything to have the app on my phone. But I have literally never spent a good 10 minutes on Threads. Never. I will spend hours on Instagram. I'm going to do better. On Twitter, because y'all are whiling on those apps. On Facebook, guys, the memories, the country people, the villagers doing so much on Facebook, and the businesses and all the conspiracy theories and the monitoring spirits. Somebody I respect, my pastor likes to say that Facebook is where you go to find monitoring spirits, because that's literally where you find everybody who wants to be in your business. That's literally where people go when they want to see what your business is. Sana people who are not tech savvy, people who are not social media. You know, only maneno ya social media, maneno ya Gen Z, because that's what the boomers be saying nowadays. And if honestly those are not the platforms you're on, what platforms are you on? I don't know. I don't get. But Nisawa too. We don't need to understand everything. So what are we listening to? We're listening to Ama Aije by Blink Bill and Lisa Odor Noah. And then we're going to have Jahera by Lisa Odor Noah. So this is for you. And then we're going to come back and have those healthy conversations about how women are going to be taking care of themselves in 2025. This is for you. Keep it locked. I'll be back shortly.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Zimeni bamba zimeni ukweli wangu wa dhati ndio hii wanishikisha zimeni bamba zimeni ukweli wangu wa mambo ndio hii wanishikisha
nakutamani nakuhitaji mama siji kukosoa kwani uko poa mami. Run it up, back it up, wacha nikupende, oh yes. Nakuhitaji mama, siji kukosoa kwani uko poa mami. Run it up, back it up, wacha nikupende, oh yes.
That you want me for real. When your body move, you gotta know, body breathe. I step, pull up the receipt, gotta pull up the receipt. Mambo ya mapenzi ni kubambana, girls they be rocking it one by one. I step, pull up the receipt, gotta pull up the receipt.
Nakutamani, nakuhitaji mama, siji kukosoa kwani uko poa mami. Run it up, back it up, wacha nikupende, oh yes. Nakuhitaji mama, siji kukosoa kwani uko poa mami. Run it up, back it up, wacha nikupende, oh yes. Zimeni bamba, ukweli wangu wa dhati ndio hii. Wanishikisha, zimeni bamba, ukweli wangu wa mambo ndio hii. Wanishikisha. Oh na na na, show me that your love is real. Oh la la la, pull up slow, real close to me. Nakutamani, nakuhitaji mama, siji kukosoa kwani uko poa mami. Run it up, back it up, wacha nikupende, oh yes.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Send your heart my way. Listen to the words that don't slip out my mouth. Just let me be the girl you always knew you'd give your love to in every kind of way. 'Cause I would wait all day to hear you say, just let me travel in the taste of blissful memories I miss when your kiss is all I know. 'Cause I would wait all day just to hear you say, in a trance. Do you see where you lead me? You don't know how you sent me spinning around waist deep, head down, eyes closed. I'm dreaming of a better place, and in your arms is where I'd like to stay.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Welcome back to Power Radio, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is a Sheversations. This is a space where we amplify female voices, and we're having some much needed conversation. So that was the wonderful, what is a good adjective for, let me see, illustrious? Am I just using words the way I want and completely butchering the English language? The English language deserves to be butchered, by the way. Just saying. But sultry, she has a sultry voice. Is that a good description? I'm gonna figure out what sultry means. But that was Lisa Odor Noor. She was saying Jahara. Woo! Love. And right before that, we had Ama IJ by Blinky Bill and Miss Lisa Odor. No, I love me some vibey blues from an African queen, and that she is. What are we talking about? I told you guys to holla at me. Let me know how everything has been going. But now what I want to hear from you guys is, what are the topics? What are the topics of discussion when it comes to health? What were people talking about in 2024? What were we thinking about? Because I know we inhaled a lot of tear gas. I know that's something that was affecting our, what's the system where there's lungs? Your system yaku breathe, your system yaku, to breathe. That one, the lungs. What's it called? This, oh my goodness, I honestly need to go back to school. I know that tulipitia hizo mental health because the economy was weird. The economy was shocking people. People were not okay because of gender-based violence and femicide. But what are the different issues that came up particularly for you? I know we had conversations about periods throughout the year. We talked about period poverty. We talked about weird things that's going on with pads, sanitary towels and all of those things. But what specific thing of concern with regards to health did you face? What kind of conversations were you having around matters health? But this is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about healthcare. We're going to talk about mental health stigma. We're going to talk about different issues that are holding us back. What do we actually need to be addressing when it comes to how we're taking care of our health physically, how we're taking care of our health mentally and psychologically, that being our mental health. So those are the different types of things that we are about to dive into. And the first one that I want to talk about that I need to address is the one that actually from the very beginning, maternal health. Maternal health, taking care of our mommies and the babies. So what's something that's interesting about maternal health? What are the girlies going through? So we've had a high maternal mortality rate. Kumanyisha, ladies are not giving birth vizuri. They're actually dying. We're losing children. We're losing mothers, expectant mothers when they're delivering their kids. We are also losing the kids themselves. And it's very sad that despite the different efforts that, across society, remember our First Lady, Margaret Kenyatta, and the zero mortality, mortality, rate that she had, the campaign that she had, Linda Mama, all these different campaigns that really cater and gear towards mothers and their young children. And despite all these efforts and programs that have been there, maternal deaths are due to complications such as a hemorrhaging, such as eclampsia. And we're going to have health experts who are going to break these things down for us. And things such as infection rates remain very high, particularly in rural areas in Kenya. Why in rural areas in Kenya? Because of access, because of their socioeconomic status, because of lack of access to health care that allows them to have the highest possible chances of having a safe delivery, a safe birthing process. Because we don't have facilities in a lot of rural areas in Kenya. We don't have a lot of qualified practitioners. And in cases where they're there, you find that getting to them is an issue because the infrastructure of roads and the availability of transport and the funds to facilitate this transport is typically an issue, because a lot of people in the rural areas, unfortunately, don't come from the best socioeconomic status. We talk about people struggling in Nairobi, but in Nairobi, if you have that house and you're saying rent, the fact that you can confidently rent a house means that you're expecting a form of income. And for a lot of people who live uko upcountry, uko Ocha, a lot of them don't have money coming in. They farm and they sustain themselves. They do subsistence farming. They sustain themselves on the produce that they grow. And they typically don't have as many needs as a city dweller. But now when it comes to things that they cannot provide themselves, such as medical care, then that's when it actually starts to hurt. Another issue that we are looking at when it comes to maternal health care, access to skilled healthcare professionals, which is something I just mentioned. And so many different regions in our country surprisingly still lack trained midwives. They lack OBs, they lack healthcare workers, they lack enough nurses, they lack clinics and information centers, and this leads to delays in critical healthcare during childbirth. For example, if you don't know about antenatal care, you don't know about what nutrients you need to be focusing on, then most likely you're not going to pay a lot of attention to those smaller details. Maybe you need a lot of iron. Maybe you go get tested and they tell you that you have an iron deficiency, hence you need to eat more greens. If you have no access to healthcare, you're not going to know that you have a form of deficiency. And before babies are born, we love them. They are essentially and effectively parasites. The way pregnancy works is that this child is feeding on you. And in science, that is called a parasitical relationship, where you have a creature that is literally surviving on its host. So babies survive on the bodies of their mothers. And if you as a woman are struggling with iron in your body, you're struggling with calcium in your bones, in your teeth, you're struggling with amount of oxygen that's going through your blood, you're struggling with amount of nutrients that you're consuming, your child is gonna be affected. And unfortunately, because of, just this unhealthy development of the pregnancy, that increases the chances of one of you or both of you passing away during childbirth, because nobody is strong enough, because the pregnancy has taken its toll on the body. And honestly, childbirth is one of the most dangerous things that a woman will ever go through, because it's easy to die. You're literally lying down on a table, most of the time bleeding, pushing out another human that also themselves might be bleeding or struggling to breathe. And it's a whole shebang. It's a whole roller coaster of, we need to take care of women. We need to understand that childbirth is a life or death situation, whether we like it or not. We normally say that birth is a miracle of life. It is a miracle, because where does that happen? It is a miracle. Like it's not an ordinary thing. And the fact that you make it through a life, the fact that we are here and that, our mothers were able to deliver us safely is honestly a miracle. And we need to be taking care of our mothers and the babies that they are bringing into the world. And another thing that's really affecting maternal health care in our country that we need to look into is the lack of infrastructure. Some of these healthcare facilities don't have equipment. They are very ill-equipped. They don't have blood pressure monitors, for example, which is one of the most basic things that even we should be having in our households. Is the what do you call it? The pump to measure your blood pressure. We don't have life-saving drugs. And a lot of these drugs could actually they could prevent death during childbirth. So the fact that this infrastructure is not readily available is a big, big, big issue. What other issue are we experiencing that we need to take care of? We're going to talk about how we're going to combat these things. So we're not just talking about the issues that are there. We're talking about these are the areas that we need to focus on. So we've already talked about maternal health. Now we're looking into mental health, because are the girlies okay? Are the boys okay? Are the human beings doing well? So far, so good. We shall find out. It's just the 13th of January. We're going to see if people are keeping their cool together. They were just waiting for the first month, the 3 months of January, to really, see how we're feeling. And there's a lot of stigma that's surrounding mental health. There is a whole generational battle right now between boomers versus millennials and Gen Z. And the conversations, I think I began this conversation a while back when we initially saw clips of our Casmol Makare. If you're Kenyan, you know who Casmel is. Yes. And he was being vulnerable. He went on a few podcasts. He went on the Obina show. I think he also went on Lynn Ngugi. Those are, in case you're not familiar with them, they are hosts who have shows on YouTube, so you can check them out on YouTube. And he was being very, very vulnerable about, the come up. Why is he the way he is? Why did he make the decisions that he made, with regards to his upbringing, the things that he experienced? And he experienced quite a bit of identity crisis, not wanting people to know that he's from a poor background, wanting to associate himself with people that he deemed better, going through an inferiority complex because he didn't see himself as worthy as his richer, more well-to-do colleagues in school, and how it led him to, at some point, treat his grandmother badly, be ashamed of his grandmother to the point where when she came to visit him at school, he hid in the bushes until she gave up and went home because he didn't want anybody to associate him with her, because she didn't come in a nice car. She didn't come dressed all fancy. She was just herself. All she carried was love for him. And he was really ashamed. And he talked about how he's gotten over that. That's what he said. And then now the thing that I was focusing on is the comments on Facebook, because what they did essentially is that they cut out clips. And a lot of these clips were shared on social media. They were shared across all our different platforms. And the comments, and because I like to understand what's going on, I would click on these people that were making these comments. They were making the most horrible comments. It's just like, listen, guys. And this was before the whole country hated him. This was before he became weird and everybody was like, sell out. The comments were horrible. And they were all from boomers and millennials who skipped and found themselves in the wrong generation. And it was really sad. And currently what I'm seeing in the trend of what's going on in our country, in the generations that are currently alive in Kenya, is that everybody knows about mental health. And then there's an older generation saying, just get over it. And then there's a younger generation saying, I'm going to care about my feelings and my feelings matter. And just because nobody asked you how you are doesn't mean that I need to act like I'm dead on the inside. But I would also rather die. So those are very contrasting, interesting conversations happening between two different generations. And I know that's not everybody, but that's a very big scope of the conversations that are being had on the social media streets when it comes to this, mental health thing. But the interesting thing is that a lot of boomers are also being affected by mental health issues. A lot of men in their older ages are committing suicide. A lot of them are really depressed and struggling with depression, leading to alcoholism, also leading to a lot of violent outpour, outrage, and just giving a lot of negative masculine energy. And it's very sad because a lot of these men are in their 40s. They're not kids. So it's very interesting to have a generation that does not want to acknowledge how damaging mental health is and how it has played a role to the toxicity that they carry and think is normal. Them putting down this mental health thing because the kids are running. They're running with it. No, people are taking advantage. We need to have honest conversations. People are genuinely taking advantage of my mental health this, my mental health that. Like, girls, boys, we can't be having breakdowns every day. It's not realistic and it's not practical. And honestly, we're not that messed up. We need to find coping mechanisms. And the same way, if you need to make money, you leave your house and you go and you get into it. You get on the grind and you make that money. Is the same way you need to be on point when it comes to your mental health. Because at the end of the day, nobody cares about you if you don't care. I know we say talk, open up, nini. A lot of people have opened up and they've still been treated rather sadly. They've been shunned. They've been made fun of, like Casmo. Again, I'm not saying this to defend any of his weird actions that we're not even going to dwell on, because shortly after that whole media, tour, he just became weird. And we're like, sir, I thought we were together. Anyways, we said we're not going to address that. But it's okay to open up and talk about your problems, but there's no guarantee that people are going to embrace you and walk you through whatever it is that you're going through. So it's just the reality of life that you need to learn to deal with situations. You must learn to cope, because life, dunia haishuki. Dunia haisimami ushuke. Like, it's not. The world isn't going to stop so that you can alight.
It's nobody's going to stop for you. You can take a break, fine, but everybody else is going to leave you behind. And that's the unfortunate nature of how fast-paced life is currently. And we're in 2025. Like, you never thought you'd make it out of 2024. 2024 was one long, weird year. It was a very strange year for our country. Personally, I was having an okay year for the most part. Okay, let me say the second half was okay. Yes, because the first half, woo. They had us in the first half, not gonna lie. First half of my 2024 took me through it. Tulikapitia. But as a country, we went through a lot of very interesting things that still need processing. We still need to debrief. Like, okay, what was that? What was that? Regardless, tumesha pita. Like, we've crossed over. It's 2025. 2025 has found us with its own new set of blessings and its a set of problems. And you're just going to have to make a decision on what am I focusing on? Because if the world is going to be trash to me, what am I choosing to accept? And that's something I've had to learn through very many tough lessons, that things will be done to you. They will be said to you. Situations will happen to you, but you can't be a passive participant in your life. You need to be on the offensive. You cannot be on the defensive. You cannot be passive. You need to be making things happen so that things aren't happening to you. You need to be the one taking life by its collar and saying, hey, you better behave because this is my show now. This is my ride. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so when it comes to mental health, I just see very interesting conversations where people can't seem to agree on what's healthy and what's unhealthy. And I think that a lot of conversations that we have around mental health are actually very enabling. They are very, very enabling, and they allow people to crash and basically disappear into nothingness. And that's not the best approach. So us seeking empathy and creating awareness for the state of people's mental health is not a reason for us to leave with our heads in the clouds with regards to how much responsibility and accountability we need to be taking on holding our mental health by the reins and being in control. We cannot be victims of our environment. We actually need to do better for ourselves. But yeah, there's been a lot of stigma surrounding mental health, and a lot of women are sadly very, very reluctant to seek help because of social stigma, societal stigma, because of, just being silenced and being told, like, that's your drama. Like inatuhusuaje, and safe spaces are not safe spaces. We do not live in a society where there are safe spaces. Literally nobody cares about you. I'm not even being pessimistic. People will say they care about you and you realize actually no, they were just tolerating you because they couldn't tell you to shut up in the moment, or maybe somebody actually did tell you to shut up. So you would find that how individualistic we have become because of globalization, because of technology, actually means that we really don't know how to be there for each other. We don't know how to be together as a society. So we're living very selfish and individualistic life. And is it really a surprise that you're going to find people aren't as concerned about you as you wish they were? Doesn't shock me. And that's the sad thing about that's where we are. Another thing is having limited mental health resources. Kenya's mental health care system is underfunded and understaffed because the people who are holding on to the resources are the boomers who are like, Gen Z mkona issues. Oh my God, this boomer versus millennials and Gen Z conversations have me in stitches. When they're not depressing me, I'd be having a good laugh. Yeah. So there's an issue because there's underfunding, understaffed, the mental health care facilitators and facilities, equipment, information, all of that. Equipment, I mean massage chairs, guys. Please give me a massage chair for free. It is good for my mental health. I'm not a serious human being sometimes, but we have that challenge because this is not something that's taken very seriously by the generation that's currently holding on to power and the resources in this country. But also particularly, again, in rural areas, it's mental health ni nini. You, ati amejua. Shida yake ilikuwa gani? Like, that's that. Doesn't matter if somebody's doing it every 2 weeks. It will make the news that a few of the 3 young people have killed themselves in this village. It's going to make an interesting headline. But before and after that, it's crickets. Nobody cares and nobody's going to do anything. And these conversations are not being had in a lot of our rural area spaces. So that's very, very, very sad. And then we have postpartum depression, which is basically when women go through a lot of, just processing, failure to process, just a lot of very heavy negative feelings and perspective after they have given birth to their child. And they often feel ignored, they often feel misunderstood, and they have a very little support from family members as well as healthcare workers. They have zero or no access to this. And this is something that's greatly affecting us because as many human beings there are, probably as many mothers. Why? Because you came from somewhere. So if your mother is alive, then that increases the chance of her being somebody who went through postpartum depression. And a lot of women don't talk about this because they're ashamed, because you're not supposed to feel bad. Like, you brought a baby into the world. But it actually, for some people, a very traumatizing experience. And I pray that that will no longer be the case because, wow, learning a lot about pregnancy and the possibilities of how beautiful the journey can be versus everything that could go wrong and unfortunately has gone wrong for some people. So there's just a lot of shame around not being okay. And what we need to do is support these women and raise up a generation that speaks and thinks positively about the pregnancy journey, is well informed and empowered to the point where postpartum depression is not a thing anymore because everybody is coping, and we have a great backup when it comes to our mental health. Our spiritual health is extremely important when it comes to this birthing process, and these are different ways that women can empower themselves, or that society can help women be empowered so that it does not become that thorn in their flesh that they just struggle with for a long time, and nobody really understands that. For 3 years, why were you zoned out? For 6 years, why did you hate your children? A lot of people don't actually understand. What else are we going to talk about? We're talking about our reproductive health. We need to keep our eyes on reproductive health in 2025 because, wow, you guys are having sex like bunnies. Bunnies, guys. Like, what is the reason? What is the reason? Every time I take my earphones off in public, I accidentally hear people's conversations, and I mean everywhere. And my goodness, you people are having a lot of sex. It is very disappointing. I want people to be happy. No. I'm not here to rain on your parade. Be happy, but wow, people are not using protection. People are not using protection. The amount of abortions and also unsafe abortions that women are going through is, most of it is not from sexual harassment and molestation and rape, unfortunately, and that's the hard truth. A lot of it is from irresponsible sexual practices. Raha, vibes, inshallah, and then bam, now you put yourself through this experience that's not very pleasant for your body, not very pleasant for your mental health. And then there is a sexually transmitted diseases. Even if it was my sister who had one, guys, we would continue having conversations about this is not healthy. Hakuna mtu inasaidia. The amount of unprotected sex that people are having in relationships that don't care about them. We are throwing our hearts all over the place, catching feelings and catching STDs. We need to take care of our reproductive health. One worrying statistic is teen pregnancy. Why are babies getting pregnant? Now we need to talk to the grown-ups, because a lot of teen pregnancies are not teen to teen. A lot of pregnancies are adult to teen. A lot of pregnancies are essentially as a result of rape. And most rape cases that result in teen pregnancies are often, yani, it is your cousin, it is your sister, it is your daughter. It's disgusting. It's actually disgusting. This familiar relationships, a familiar abuse that is going on that is giving us such high statistics of teen pregnancies. And yeah, there's also very little sexual education. For a horny generation, for a generation with such a high sex drive, it is shocking that there isn't enough effort being put into sexual education. If you're a parent here listening to Sheversations, watching Sheversations, let's just have an honest conversation. For just a moment, we can go back to being goofy. Let me tell you, if your school is not teaching your kids about healthy sexual practices, they're going to learn from somewhere. They're going to learn from somewhere. If it's not their school and it's not you, they are going to learn. Guess what? They probably already know more about sex than you think. And most of our typical Kenyan parent responses towards sex is, don't do it. Why would you do it? And guys, that is such a 1990s conversation. It's not doing anything not to tell kids, I mean now teen to teen, to not have sex. It's not achieving anything. Like, they don't care about you. They're not going to stop just because you said stop it. What actually has been proven to be impactful is education. Because when you educate somebody, they have a healthy understanding of what to do and what not to do. But what's happening is that we have a very independent and ignorant generation of kids who transition into young adults and continue ignorant sex practices because nobody's having healthy conversations about sex and reproductive health. So before we even get into sexual abuse, before we get into rape, because those are horrible occurrences. But before we even get into that, and we look at consenting relationships between two teenagers, even though they have not reached the age of consent, but wamekubaliana, like they want to be there. They love each other, or they're just horny and they want to do the act. These people grow up and become young adults who continue the same nonsense. Don't know how to take care of each other's hearts, do not know how to take care of each other's bodies, because the amount of unprotected sex being had in this country is shocking. How do we know that people are having a crazy amount of unprotected sex? Because STDs, wow, kaswende, abortions, and unwanted pregnancies. That is the evidence. That is literally the fruit of y'all are getting down and dirty and nobody's taking care of themselves. Why? Because we lack sex education in our country. That's something we're going to fix here on Sheversations. We are going to be talking about healthy sexual practices that lead to healthy reproductive health. But now going back to the issue of a sexual harassment, sexual abuse, we need to have education that empowers young girls and empowers the community around these young girls on how to take care of girls that have unfortunately been subjected to abuse that has led up to teenage pregnancies. What does it look like to have an underdeveloped body carrying a baby for 9 months? What does this child need physically? What do they need psychologically? What do they need socially in order for them to go through that season and come out not as a victim, but as somebody who is better and stronger for it? Those are the conversations that we need to be having. We need to be having conversations about contraceptives. It's fine. It's fine. You want to act like a bunny? Ni sawa. It's okay. You do what you want. It's your body. The consequences, you're going to have to deal with them by yourself, or the people around you, if there's a baby involved or diseases involved, are gonna have to pitch in and take care of you, because most of the time it's gonna be something that you probably can go through by yourself. So it's a burden for you and for the people around you a lot of the time, unfortunately. But if that's what you've decided, at least do the best you can in that situation. if not avoiding the act, at least protect yourself. Because if what you're doing does not consider tomorrow, it's toxic and it is self-hate. Please quote me that if something you're doing to your body does not take into account how you're going to feel tomorrow and how you're going to fare on tomorrow, that is an act of self-hatred. That is an act of terror against your body, your mind, your spirit, and we need to do better. And that's the kind of sexual practices that we have. So please, contraceptives, condoms, the pill, IUD, whatever it is, like if we're going to go around jumping in and out of people's body parts, that's fine. That is okay. But can we at least keep everything wrapped? Can we please keep it tidy and take care of ourselves? And remember that these acts have a greater effect beyond the physical. Because we're a messed up generation, guys. I'm not afraid to say it. I am in this generation. I can see what people are going through behind closed doors. We have those conversations and people are not honest enough out loud about how damaging a lot of the sexual practices are, even if you wanted to do it and it's your life. It's your life, but now you're broken. It's your life, but now you have all these horrible experiences that you allowed yourself to experience. It's your life, and now you have memorabilia in the form of a child that you did not want, in form of a disease, in form of a heartbreak, in form of a reputation that now somebody somewhere is talking about you. And we like to say we don't care. We do care. We should stop saying we don't care, because we do. We care. We actually care, and saying you don't care is a defense mechanism. Yes, I am dragging everybody for filth today. Everybody, we are in session, and we're going to deal with things. So we're going to deal with reproductive health. We're going to deal with sexual health and access to family planning services. I have talked to plenty of teenage girls and grown women who at some point had to have been teenagers. And I've had lots of conversations asking, so did you have access to family planning services? Did you have access to contraceptives? And when it comes to young girls, there's a lot of stigma, even in health facilities, meaning that we need to have a culture change. That society has refused to accept that young people are having sex and to literally make what is required available. And that's a challenge that we need to deal with in 2025. And the education gaps, the gaps in our education systems, and the gaps in policies that need to be put in place to address all the incest, that is the pedophilia that is going on. Let's not talk. Let's leave Didi alone and his people, his co-workers, his comrades. Yes. So we need to think about these challenges. We need to think about what has been the biggest obstacle. What can you do in your small circle? The only way for us to change the world is everybody to do what they can in their corner. What can you do particularly when it comes to women's mental health, when it comes to women's reproductive health, when it comes to maternal health, when it comes to sexual health? Because I promise you, if we fix those things, half of us would be better off. Like half of the physical problems that people are going through will be good, will be sorted, because the girlies will be healthy, they would be happy, thinking straight, bodies will be okay, babies being popped up at the right time, in the right facilities, in healthy ways, and we've minimized risk and damage across all fronts when it comes to women and their bodies as well as their mental health. And we've said that a woman is a pillar in the society. So if we fix that, then we have essentially done a lot of damage to a lot of the mess that's going on in society. So what is something that you can do? I want you to tell me on Power Radio. I want you to tell me on Caroline_Murote or Caroline Murote. And for all of this handles, it is across all social media platforms. That is Facebook, Instagram, X, as well as TikTok. I would like for you to engage with me. I would like for you to let me know what is your experience in women and their health, and also how does it affect how the people around women live their lives? So the children and the men, how does women's mental health, women's physical health, the maternal health situation, how does it affect those that are not going through it? I would love to hear your feedback. So holla at your girl. Let me know how it goes down. And we're about to get into some music. We're going to play Rihanna, otherwise known as Sawa Salama, that's Shad Muziki. And then we have Sataki by Polaris Paulina. This is for you, please enjoy.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Wakipekeni wewe tu mwezi fanana, fine kidege nipeleke juu na hizo mabawa. My second name would look so good na yako ya kwanza. Esap twende kwenu juu wendo Mariana. Fine to mapenzi moto. Take all my don't meshinda loto. This street so cold, I need your love. Sema utakom. Juu kila kitu na do, baby, oh I do them for you. Na sitoki hapa tu, baby, kila siku it's new. Kila kitu na do, baby, oh I do them for you. Na sitoki hapa tu, no sitoki hapa tu. Kwako niko kwako minko niko kwako minko niko kwako minko niko haiwezi kama hizo mapenzi stuck in no one else. Your place is next to me and that is no contest. Baba tukubalisha tumarike oh. Mama tubarikisha tuimarike. My pretty mama, I want be your lover. Napenda sana ukinipa mahaba. Na nkishika stawacha ntakwama nawe. Na ukipita ntafuata, 'cause I love you. Kila kitu na do, baby, oh I do them for you. Na sitoki hapa tu, baby, kila siku it's new. Kila kitu na do, baby, oh I do them for you. Na sitoki hapa tu, no sitoki hapa tu. Kwako niko kwako minko niko kwako minko niko kwako minko. Let me be your Munyiri. Ni wewe I want to. For you ntarisk it all. Ni wewe tu Munyiri. Ni wewe I want to. For you ntarisk it all. Ni wewe tu patience anymore. Where my Lisa just story. I won't give you my time like before. Kwa nini hukusema hata sorry? Ulienda ulidhani hutapitia so. Kwa nini unaniletea ngori? Achia mapenzi wenye wanaelewa. focus on my glory. Mwanzo sikuelewi, alafu mi sikujui. Mwanzo mi sikupendi na tena mi sikutambui. Sitaki, siendi, sifanyi, sisikii. Sitaki, siendi, sifanyi, sisikii. Sitaki, siendi, sifanyi, sisikii. Sitaki, siendi, sifanyi, sisikii. Sitaki mimi drama, sitaki kuziona macho zako zikinitazama. Salimia mama, alafu umwambie mtoto wake ni hasara. Wanaita karma, imekuwaje sasa ni wewe umeshikilia kamba, na dunia imekufunza, na ukirudi hapa tena utapata nimehama. Mwanzo sikuelewi, alafu mi sikujui. Mwanzo mi sikupendi na tena mi sikutambui. Sitaki, siendi, sifanyi, sisikii. Sitaki, siendi, sifanyi, sisikii. Sitaki, siendi, sifanyi, sisikii. Sitaki, siendi, sifanyi, sisikii. I was there all along, and you couldn't wait to move on. And I don't know what more I could have done. Look what you've become, feeling so alone. Sitaki, siendi, sifanyi, sisikii. Sitaki, siendi, sifanyi, sisikii. Sitaki, siendi, sifanyi, sisikii. Sitaki, siendi, sifanyi, sisikii.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Already. That was Miss Polaris Pauline saying, Sitaki hatutaki stress, guys. It's a new year, hatutaki stress. Hey, mnaiza piga reset, guys. If your new year has not started well, if your new, like for me, my morning was not very pleasant. Like mpige tu reset mwanze tena, hatutaki stress. Like just start again. It's not too late. It's not too late. Napenda he meme that you guys I love this meme that I constantly see on your statuses from time to time. Inasemanga, kisikia fireworks, guys, msishangae sana, ni mimi, kuna makosa imefanyika mahali, nimeamua kurestart mwaka tena. And that's honestly what I believe. You can start again because of what benefit is it to anybody to beat yourself up? Take your L, learn your lesson, and do better. Start again. Start again. Unaget, like, see what you could have done. See what your role to play in that situation is, and do better. And in the spirit of doing better, we said we're not just highlighting the issues, guys. We are solution oriented. We are progressive. We are upwards and forwards only. Onwards. Pambili. That's the only place that we are going. So when it comes to health for women, women's health in 2025, we have government and NGO-led initiatives. Those are some of the stakeholders that could actually make a huge difference in us seeing results that make us happy, having success stories and testimonies at the end of the year that it has been a good year for women's health. In Kenya,
2025 was awesome. So what needs to happen very quickly? Free maternal health care programs need to be made available to Kenyans across the country. They have already, they being the government, implemented free maternal health care in some facilities, but many women still face challenges of accessing it due to remote locations and lack of transport. So again, going to the government, we need to look into infrastructure, because having healthcare facilities is not enough if we cannot get to those facilities. If all women in Kenya cannot get to the closest health facility, medical health facility, then it's as good as useless, because who is it really serving? Hospitals and clinics and health centers need to be serving the community, and you need to locate those facilities where they're accessible. So it means if you build a hospital, build roads. If you build roads, make public transport available. If you're making public transport available, make it affordable. So you see, all these systems come and unite, and that's how we see a better Kenya. Also, community health outreach programs, and we see this particularly when it comes to NGOs. They increasingly provide a lot of mobile health services that we are very grateful for, and outreach campaigns, as well as bringing medical care to women in rural areas. And that's what we need to see. We need to see girls being given pads. We need to see doctors doing checkups with expecting ladies, with women who are unwell, humans that are unwell. This is what needs to happen in order for our health as women in this country to be better by the end of 2025. Telemedicine services, and something interesting that technology has brought about is the concept of telemedicine. And through digital health platforms, healthcare services have been made available remotely, and this reduces the need for long distance travel for consultations as well as follow-up care. Because if you have a smartphone or just a phone, you could have a conversation with your doctor and they let you know, okay, if these are the symptoms you're experiencing, or this is what you went through, this is what you need to do. You need to eat this kind of food. You need to have this kind of care for your body, etc., etc. And that's essentially how telemedicine is implemented. Mental health awareness as well as campaigns. What needs to happen in that area in order for us to see the light and walk into that light, walk towards the light? National awareness campaigns. So our government and NGOs are ramping up campaigns that reduce mental health stigma, particularly through schools, workplaces, and the media. Unfortunately, the media is also the pits of mental health. The algorithm was forged in hell brick by brick. Truly, because wow do we not go to lose our mental health on social media? Is it not depressing to be on social media nowadays? And I know you could try and, customize, tailor your algorithm by only clicking onto what you want. So positive vibes, light, CG, you will try. But as long as you're on social media, you're going to go through a lot. You're going to see things that you don't want to see, honestly. So it's very interesting that social media is one of the solutions, yet it's a cartel. Social media is a cartel. Like, we're just breaking people and then saying that we're going to fix them. But it's okay. Social media is a great tool if you're intentional with it. So if that's where the evil is, that's also where the solutions are going to be implemented. And hence, aura for aura. Aura for aura is what we're doing when it comes to mental health via social media. And of course, having these conversations in the workplace, having these conversations in schools, and telling the girlies, please stop cutting yourselves. Stop doing harmful things to yourselves. Please stop being depressed. That's funny because you can't just tell somebody to stop being depressed. But these conversations need to be had. Less stigma, more conversation, a healthier nation needs to happen. What else? Workplace wellness programs. Feed us and give us massage chairs, guys. That's all I'm asking. Is that a lot? What does it look like to have good health in the workplace? It looks like being given and being offered mental health support as an employee. It looks like women having women focused mental health initiatives. Like, oh, okay, so this is not just a counseling session. This is not just a therapy session. This is not just a wellness session. It is a session that acknowledges that you are a woman with a unique set of circumstances because of your gender. Hence, let us custom made this information. Let's custom make this information to who you are so that it is more effective and has a greater and better impact for you. We also have youth mental health programs, and specifically these are programs that target young women. And a lot of these programs are being launched to help manage anxiety because, wow, are you lot not overthinking? Kai, where depression and other mental health challenges in schools as well as university settings. If you struggle with anxiety, truth be told, that is something that you can come over because it's a mindset issue. Depression is more emotional. Anxiety is more psychological. And anything that is psychological can be flipped. You need to play yourself, but a win is a win. You literally need to set yourself up for success. And anxiety, if you read about how anxiety works and how it essentially damages your life, then you realize that the solution is as good as changing the patterns of thoughts that are in your head. So you literally need to brainwash yourself, set yourself up for success. You need to brainwash yourself out of anxiety. Do you understand? It is possible. We're going to be having those conversations. Yeah. So mental health programs that are custom made to the youth. And please, boomers, stay out of it. Please and thank you. If we're not here to push and champion our young people into a better mental health situation, even as we show millennials and Gen Zs and now the Gen Alphas, because guys, they're already 12. Like they're already grown. Like they have brains and feelings and they're going through things. So if we don't have healthy ways to have those conversations, I would rather people stay out of people's business, let the kids figure it out. So we either help the kids or we let the kids figure it out. I am also the kids. Me of marriage age, me who could have had 3 kids by now. I am also still children. So please leave us alone. Let us be broken kids with broken mental health. If you're not helping us, let us figure it out. So as a person from the older generation, we love you so much. But if you're not having progressive conversations about mental health, where you understand what this generation is going through, you might know the why. You might know better and understand why. But if you're not willing to come down to young people's level, then just leave it alone. Like, let people be broken. Like, you live your life and be happy. Is all I'm saying, because the toxicity out here is unprecedented levels. Truly, truly shocking. Yes. What else do we need to be doing? We need to be having affordable healthcare initiatives. So this means having subsidized healthcare for women. Noting that the things that our bodies go through, the reproductive system with periods and, the menstruation, with childcare, the pregnancy, goodness, a woman's body honestly deserves the discount. Guys, can we please get the subsidized healthcare for women and the government initiatives that are working to make reproductive and maternal healthcare more affordable as well as more accessible to women in underserved regions? Okay. And we have women's health insurance schemes that these are particularly programs that are focused on ensuring that women have healthcare insurance, and particularly for maternal as well as reproductive care, and expanding across both urban and rural settings. And also having health financial options. And this means having financial models such as insurance and loans that help women can actually afford medical treatment as well as health interventions, because truly the people that take care of us need to be taken care of. No, women everywhere need to have somebody saying, hey, listen, I'm going to take care of this. Why? Because truly women be taking care of everybody. And I'm not saying men don't do anything, but we know those gentlemen, Sheversation lists that are gentlemen, you understand what I'm saying. The things that most of our mothers, and I know not every mother was there, I know not every mother was healthy or nurturing, but across the board, most mothers everywhere really just bent their back, backwards. They just bent over backwards to make sure that we were well taken care of. And they deserve to be taken care of as well, especially because we're very vulnerable to health risks because of the way our bodies are set up and the things that we experience, i.e., menstruation, childbirth. Yes. So that's something that needs to happen. Discounts for the girlies, loans for the girlies. And finally, something that we can enjoy looking forward to is collaborative effort between women's rights organizations like Power 254, Power Radio, as well as the health sector. So, just seeing a lot of collaboration, seeing a lot of partnership. And this looks like having joint advocacy for policy reforms, to change what health laws look like, what policies look like, and just ensuring that everything that women need is actually being met by these policies and by the healthcare facilities. It looks like training healthcare providers on women's rights. Like, please let me not come to your clinic and you tell me why am I having sex and you deny me contraceptives, you deny me counseling, you deny me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying go have sex. We've already talked about that. We all know how I feel about that. But I'm saying healthcare workers need to be educated on women's rights so that we're all moving in the same direction, because we're all on the same team. If you're a healthcare worker, you want the world to be improved. If you're a woman, more often than not, you're doing the most. The final thing is having strategic partnerships with international organizations that could provide technical expertise. They could provide funding for health programs and such information, funding for research, because watu wa majuu wanakuanga na pesa. You know what I'm saying? If you come here and we're dealing in dollars or pounds or euros, it's not going to be the same when we're doing it in shillings. And basically, the first world has better resources and better access to research and an environment because of their socioeconomic status, purely because of that. So a lot of collaborations with these international organizations would really be helpful in getting us ahead and us taking a step towards a healthier Kenya in 2025. Questions, class, comments, anything, additions, subtractions? Have we had a good conversations? I hope that we know what we're looking forward to. I hope we know what we're not doing and what we need to be concerned about. And this has been me. This is me checking out. It has been a wonderful 2 hours hanging out with you. I'm going to see you guys on Wednesday. But before I step out, I'm going to leave you in the good hands of We Got This. This is Tetushani M3, Wanjo Waharo, Sensei, and El Safan Anjora. Because truly, this is our year. And I promise you, we do got this. We got this. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Mwah.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Studio, listen to that boom bop go. We got this. Me and all the homies know music is our food for show. We got this. Living in the studio, listen to that boom bop go. We got this. Me and all the homies know music is our food for show. We got this.
I can't help but feel punished. I can't help but feel vanished in shadows of those walking behind me. Those I light the way for. Those are nurtured, pain and explained and paved the way for. Down to public shaming, tired of blaming, pointed fingers, hot cold, feigning joy, lucking bars, smoking cranium as my head bobbing, eyes sobbing from police tear gas. Down the chicks trickling, buzz face sickly, frown, look around, sicking thoughts, puzzling, joining, troubling doors, puffing, sniffing, make your groove, guzzling, drinking, take your shots, posing, much to prove, chained up, pleading in the court, size colder people move.
Living in the studio, listen to that boom bop go. We got this. Me and all the homies know music is our food for show. We got this. Living in the studio, listen to that boom bop go. We got this. Me and all the homies know Music is our food for show. We got this. Bidi body get murdered. Kakitungu he bit me tia. Jaka waka omera my guy. Chitushani mbogwa my guy. Wanja nimekuja kipan fan kamjesh. Yani Regency kamlesh. Hini recently yani come fresh. Kuchenga sheng na sense jenga peng call me the alchemist. On a battlefield with my iron fist. Just turn this bitch into a smoke dish, smoke split, pass shoot, ha. Living in the studio, listen to that boom bop go. We got this. Me and all the homies know, music is our food for show. We got this. Living in the studio, listen to that boom bop go. We got this. Me and all the homies know, music is our food for show. We got this. Living in the studio. Listen to that boom bop go. We got this. Me and all the homies know, music is our food for show. We got this. Living in the studio. Listen to that boom bop go. We got this. Me and all the homies know, music is our food for show. We got this. Living in the studio. Listen to that boom bop go. We got this. Me and all the homies know, music is our food for show. We got this. Living in the studio. Listen to that boom bop go. We got this. Me and all the homies know, music is our food for show. We got this.
Power